Okay, so Google Meet is used for office meeting, virtual workshop, webinar, remote collaboration, and a lot of other things. So it supports virtual communication. It has high quality video and audio, and then you can reach anyone from any part of the world. So it is not limited to a location. You can reach anyone from any part of the world using an internet connection. So emphasis on internet connection. So another thing is that Google Meet does not need installation. You don't have to install the application to use it. You can just use it on your browser as long as you have internet connection and you have a Google account. What are the benefits of Google Meet? It is easy to use. I've talked about that. It works on all devices. It does not need installation. It is reliable for large meetings up to 100. So like a class like this, we can have up to 100 persons join this class. And then we can have more than 100. We can have more than 100 persons if we subscribe on this account. So on Google Meet, on Google Workspace, we have payments plan. So based on your payment plan, you can decide to increase the number of persons you want on a particular meeting by paying for it. And with the paid version, you get a lot of other functionalities, like you get to record your meeting, you get to stream your meeting on the paid version of Google Meet. And these two things has high quality video and high quality recording. So these are just the features I've already talked about: meeting recording, live caption, HD video and audio, screens sharing, and chat box. So let's just get right to the practical aspect of it. Okay, so in Google Meet, we have the option of sharing a full window, a full screen, a tab, and why is my screen now? Give me a minute, please.
But I can't see your screen now.
Yes, I'm sharing it back now. Okay, so can you see my screen now? Okay, better. Now, remember I talked about Google tools, that when you're looking for Google tools, you can find them here. So when we talk of Google Meet, this is the icon for Google Meet. And once you see this icon, you just know it is Google Meet. Like you can see here on my screen, I have various icons of Google Meet here. So once you just see the icon, you know that that is Google Meet. Alternatively, you can do meet.google.com. Same way you did docs.google.com. meet.google.com. You can do that and it will still take you to Google Meet. Now, for Google Meet, we have the option of creating a meeting link for later, starting an instant meeting link, starting an instant meeting, or scheduling in Google Calendar. So this first one gives you a link where you can share to people, and then whenever you are ready to use the link, you just join the meeting and the people attending the meeting with you would just join and you move on with it. While this option this is the option where you just need to start a meeting now. So you join the meeting. From the meeting, you copy the link, you share it with others. And then this last one, you get to add people to your calendar. So you set a meeting, you give it a date, you give it time, and then you add people's Gmail address so they can get notification. And when the day comes, they can all join using their Google Calendar. Now, let me start with this. So when I click on that, it gives me a link. I can copy this link and share it with anyone I want to join this meeting. Now, if I want to use this option, it will be creating a link. It will be taking me direct to a meeting. And then I said this one, you schedule it on a calendar. Now, let me use this. Confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, so now you
Yes.
can see that I joined the meeting and it gave me a link. So from this link, I can decide to copy and share, or I can just go ahead and add people by clicking on add others. Once I click on this, I can add their email address, or I just tick the suggestion it gives me, and then they get notified and they get to join this meeting. Okay, so back to here. After creating a meeting link, let me share my screen. Let's say we are in a meeting already. So confirm you can see my screen, everyone. Now, this class is recorded and it is also streamed. So two things are happening here. It is recorded and it is streamed. So these are two functions of a paid version of a Google Meet. So on a normal Google Meet where you've not paid for it, you don't have access to do these two things. But because I have the access to do it, I'm going to show you how you can go about doing that. So starting with this is your meeting link, and then this is your mic. It is very important that when you are joining a meeting, the first thing you do before you join is turn off your mic and turn off your camera, because you may be joining a meeting at a very important time, and if your camera is turned off, your camera is turned on, your mic is turned on, you may end up distracting people in the meeting. And imagine your boss is in a meeting with clients and then you just join and everyone has to stop and ask you to turn off your mic. That's very embarrassing. So before you join any meeting, make sure you turn off your camera and you turn off your mic. and turn it on only when you are asked to. In a professional setting, it is important that you don't turn on your mic and say something in the middle of a meeting. That is where the option of raising hand comes in. So you can just click on this, you raise your hand, the host of that event gets to recognize you. And once the host recognizes you, you can now bring down your hand, answer, ask your question, and then you make sure you bring down your hand. So you are now called again. Then, aside your mic and your camera, we have the sharing button. So here you get to share your screen. So when you are sharing, you have the option of sharing your Chrome tab. You have, so when I say Chrome tab, it means things that are happening on this tab. So if I add another tab here, I have two Chrome tabs. Only things that are happening here on this, my tab, the tab I'm working on. So if I add as many tabs as I have here, it will still bring me here. So now I have three tabs on this Chrome interface. So if I want to share a window is this Chrome tab. Then under here, I have another Chrome tab, Phoenix open. Then I have another one, my personal Chrome tab open. Then somewhere I have a document open. All of that forms the different windows I have open. So my documents, my Google Meet, from the different Chrome I have. So from the different Chrome profiles I have, so I have different windows open, and I can just pick one of it and share. Then right now I am sharing an entire screen. An entire screen means anything I open, people attending that meeting, people on that call get to see it. So everything I touch, they see. Anything I open, they get to see it, which is not always appropriate to use, except of course it is for a class purpose. Maybe you want to illustrate something, but it is best to always use Window tab or Chrome tab whenever you are sharing screen. It is important to use Chrome tab or Windows tab. Okay. So secondly, we have emojis. So emojis, you can decide to say anything you want to say. But it is very use emojis, so you don't use emojis at the wrong time. So imagine being in a meeting and you just put up this kind of, sometimes it sounds very funny, it might not, it makes you look like you are not a serious person. So in a professional setting, try as much as you can to avoid having to use emojis. Then we have captions. So when we talk of captions, it just writes out everything that is said on the meeting. But then you need to note that sometimes the captions may not be as accurate as it should be. And this is because the person is not audible enough, or maybe the person might use slang or pidgin along the way. And my screen is not showing. If you can see my screen, please thumbs up. Anita, turn off your camera. We're already talking about Google Meet. So you should be practicing that. Okay, so if you're not seeing my screen, just scroll to She-inTech, click on it, and you should see my screen. Okay, so I was saying that sometimes your captions may not come out correctly, and that is because sometimes the person talking may not be audible enough, or maybe using slang or a native dialect. So sometimes the spelling may not come out correctly. So you have to always double check the things before. So you have to always double check the things. And another reason why people use caption is because there may be a case where you have a deaf person joining the meeting and might be depending solely on those write-ups. So in such cases, you may have to use your captions. I've already talked about raising hands. Raising hands. So when you join a professional setting of meetings, you have to make sure you avoid having to turn on your mic. You having to turn on your mic and say something in the middle of a meeting. You have to make sure that you raise your hands when you are recognized by the host or the speaker. You go ahead. You raise your hand when you're recognized by the host or the speaker. You go ahead, you say what you want to say, then you ensure you lower your hand so you're not called out again. Imela, your hand is raised.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
I just wanted to ask a question. What if it's like maybe it's not just a voice call, it's a video call, then the camera should be on, right?
Okay, so I said when you join a meeting, you should always turn it off and turn it on only when you are asked to. So emphasis on when you are asked to. When it is a video call, that means you are asked to turn it on. So imagine you just join a meeting, you are not aware, you are not informed if it is a video call or audio call, and you just turn on your camera and join it. It can be very distracting. So it is important you turn it off when you join and you are informed it is a video call, or you realize it is a video call, you then turn it on. Instead of joining, your camera is turned on, and then you end up distracting people, especially when you have professional setting. Okay, Miss Vicky, your hand is raised.
Okay, to answer that question, so there are some companies that would like to, or let's list companies. If you're doing an interview, most times they would like to see your face, especially because you're a remote worker. So they want to know if they are not working with a robot and they're actually working with a real human being. So they want to see the human being's face. So in that case, if it is an interview, please leave your camera on. But if it is a meeting, once you join, mute your camera, because sometimes people can be careless and because it's a sit at home meeting, you're not properly dressed and anything can happen. So always put off your camera so that you will not end up with your had I known. So please always, if it's a meeting, put off your camera. If you're having an interview, unmute your camera so that the person who is interviewing you can see who they are working with, because 100% of the times they want to know if it is an actual human being they are working with or a robot.
Okay, yes. So if you're joining a meeting, unmute your mic. If you're joining an interview, yes, unmute your mic. But if you're joining a meeting, make sure you turn off your mic, except you are asked to turn it on. Please, if you cannot see my screen, try and leave the call and join back. It could be your network, so you can see my screen. Okay, so let's go ahead to more options. So under more options, we have managing streaming. So let me start with managing recording. So under managing recording, if you have a paid version, you'd have now my class the this meeting is already recorded, so I have stopped recording. But if it was not, you can just come here and you click, you see record, and you click on it and it will start recording. Also, before you record, you can decide to include captions while recording. So if you want to include caption, you just click on this before you record. But if you don't, you just leave it unclicked and then you start recording. Also, we have streaming. So from here, you can stream it to your YouTube channel. Can This is already streamed, but then you can also stream it to your YouTube channel. So if you want to stream it to your YouTube channel, you just click on this
No, I can't hear you, and I can't see your screen.
Okay, I think network logged her out. Okay, so please can anybody share their screen so we can practice? Anybody? I don't want to call somebody. I can call anybody. So please let's share our screen so we can practice. Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Please, just one person. When once one person is sharing, no other person should share again. Please. Who was the last person that was sharing? Okay, Amarachi, please, can you share your screen?
I'm sharing it now. Can you see it?
Yes, hope everybody can see our screen, please. Okay, great, beautiful. Uh, uh, Somebody is not. Please, if you can't see our screen, you can log out and log in again because lots of people can see. That means that is your network. Okay, good. So we was talking about muting your cameras and okay, and after that, I don't know. Did she talk about the emojis? We have emojis too on. Okay, great. So I think she was rounding up. Okay, so the next thing that we have is I don't know. I believe that every one of us knows how to share our screen. So besides Amarachi, please can you click on that three dots over there? Now beside raising your hand and sharing your screen, the next thing you can see is CC. That next box that you can see beside sharing your screen is CC, and that is auto captions. And that is auto captions. So for auto captions, right? The way it works is that if you turn it on, you can, like, if you watch her screen now, you can see that it's writing what I am saying. So the person can read through while listening to me. It's just like when you're watching a movie and you're reading the subtitles of the movie, right? Amachi, please, the three dots again. Okay. The next thing we have is in-call messages. So you see these in-call messages. I believe that all of us know how to use it. So in-call messages is when sorry, excuse me. Okay, sorry. So the income messages is where you drop your questions, especially if you're on transit and you're joining a meeting, or maybe you're in a very noisy environment, but you still want to drop a message, and you still want or maybe you're asked the question and you want to reply, but you cannot unmute to speak because of the location you are in. You can make use of this. Now, you cannot make use of this if you're in a meeting. If you're in a meeting or you have an impromptu meeting, please, sorry, when you're in an interview, you cannot make use of this if it is an interview. If you're in an interview or you have an impromptu interview, please find a quiet location for that interview, right? Then for meetings, you can use it for meetings where you can drop a few write-ups or ask your questions or whatever. Amarachi, three lines again. Okay, so what next do we have there? Okay, the next thing we have is on the go. I think I skipped that. Now, on the go mode on Google Meet is it's a feature that lets you join meetings while you're moving around, making it so when you enable it, it's if your camera is on, it turns off your camera and stops video streaming and simplifies your meeting to focus only on the essential things that you'll be needing for that meeting, right? So only when you click on it, just your mute, you raise your hand, and probably your audio settings may be working, right? So you can use it if you're moving around. Is like as in you're walking around while you're in that meeting, right? And you now click on the go. So in that on the go, your emojis may not show. The only thing that you see there is you have your audio to if maybe you want to be hearing what other people are saying, you can click on it. You have your mute to mute your uh your microphone and raise your hand if you want to ask questions. That's what you can use it for. On the when you're using the on the go feature, you cannot ask questions in the chat buttons. I'm actually, why did you stop sharing your screen? We are not done. Okay. Hope you
No, I
understand that part.
activated the on the go mission, so it stopped sharing.
Sharing. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Uh Hope we understand what that was for. Everybody. Okay, so the three lines again. Sorry, the three dots again. What's the next thing there? I'm not even seeing clearly. Let me see. Let me check on my own. Okay, the next thing we have is add others, right? Abi is my eye. Okay, I'm looking at my own though. So we have add others on mine. So add others is that you can add other people in a meeting, especially if you were the one that created the link of that meeting. So if you were the one that created the link for the meeting, you can add other people to the meeting if you click on add others. And then we have our settings. On our settings, you we have different features there too. You can turn on your live captions. You can change language. We equally have reactions. So if you click on show reactions from others, animation, sound, skin tone, whatever you want to do. Then we have for video, they say don't show video in titles, watch only presentations. You can click that on if you want to. Don't show video in titles, watch only presentations. Why would I do that? No. Then we have audio, filters out background noise and improves audio quality. If this is off on your phone, please turn it on. Right, I was looking at mine, oh, not yours. Let me go. Okay, yes, studio sound. Yours should be on. Great, your own is on. That's nice. Okay, perfect. So now let's go. The next thing we have is tools, right? So what tools do you have on yours? Mine, I'm seeing. Okay, so these tools that are here, if you click on them, you can now install them. It's like adding apps, like same thing in Slack when you add integrate apps on Slack. That's the same way you can equally do that and install and integrate with Google Meet. So these are the tools that you can integrate with Google Meet. We have YouTube here. That's if you want to stream, or if you're a tutor and maybe while you're teaching using Google Meet, you want to record. So that is basically that. Or can we go back? Let me see if there's any other thing. Amarachi, please. Okay, the next is report abuse. So for report abuse now, if you have any issue with a meeting that you joined and it's maybe to you it's offensive or something, maybe to you it's offensive or something, you can actually report that person's um that meeting. But I think the only way you can do that is while you're in the meeting. You can describe everything the person did or said. It also has full names of abusers, type of abuse. If you click on type of abuse, it shows the type of abuse that here if you want order and so forth and so forth. Now, I'm not using a laptop, but if you're using a laptop, please can you share your screen? Anybody with a laptop? Nobody is using a laptop.
Good evening. I'm using a laptop. Should I share my screen?
Yes, please share your screen. Go back to, why is this showing on your screen? You clicked on full screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Did you
Yes,
click
ma.
on
Yes,
full?
yes, yes, ma.
Okay. When you're sharing your screen, please don't click on full screen. If not, this is what everybody will be seeing. Click on the very particular tab that you want people to see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say you should stop sharing. Can share again. Then I think you see Windows and what's the other one? I forgot what the other one is. My goodness, my head. Uh,
Is it this?
mm, mm. Okay, so now click on,
On what?
when you click on start presentation, what do you see? Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Wait, don't leave that place yet. Go back.
I should go back.
Click on share screen. There was something that popped up that I want everybody to see. Click on present something else. Now you see you have Chrome tab and window and entire screen. So when you want to present, you either go to your Chrome tab or Windows. So now go to your Chrome tab. Now your Chrome tab will show everything that is open on your Chrome, right? So
Yes.
what you're going to do then is now to select whatever is on your Chrome that you want to present. For example, if I had my Canva presentation, um, if I had my Canva presentation
Hello.
on my Chrome tab, yeah, we can hear you, please. If I had my Canva presentation on my Chrome tab, I will click on the Canva presentation and share that particular tab. That's what everybody will be seeing while I'm sharing. So that was what I was trying to explain while using a laptop. Somebody asks, can a phone do this? No, a phone cannot do this. Only a laptop can do this. So next time when you want to share your screen, don't go to entire screen. Don't click on entire screen. If not, we may not be seeing anything. You either work with your Windows or your Chrome tab. So you go to your Chrome tab, whatever tab that is open on that you want to present or show people on, that is on your Chrome tab. You click on that particular tab and the screen will start sharing. You work on whatever thing you want to work on. I hope everybody understands that now.
Yes, ma.
Okay, now you can cancel and can go back. What else did I want to show here? Now you see these 9 dots here. Click on that 9 dots.
Yeah.
No, that is three. Nine. That looks, yes, exactly that one.
Oh,
Oh God, I'm not with the glasses and I'm not even with my glasses, so I can't even see this. But okay. Click on show more. Show more, yes. So over here, these are like add-ons that can be featured on. Like there are third-party apps that you can integrate on your tools, like I was showing you before. right?
That's fine.
Okay. So scroll down. If you click on that plus button, I think it should take you to Play Store or somewhere if you want to. That is, if you want to get more add-ons or something. So let's go back to the normal Google Meet workspace. Okay, our coach is here, so I'll just allow her to continue. Miss Enabon, can I step down now?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Sorry, my network went off. Sorry about that. So, Miss Vicky has gone through everything. I think we've done everything around here. Okay, so you can adjust the view. Remember, I came here. Before I do that, one more thing you should know. When you're sharing screen, so I'll share my entire screen because I want you to see what I am doing. Okay, so when you're sharing screen, when you're sharing screen, ensure that your audio share tab is turned on. If not, people will you'll be presenting and talking and they can't hear you. So sometimes the problem of people not hearing you can be from your setting here. So before you share screen, ensure that this is turned on, because when it is turned off, you're not sharing your audio, meaning that your audience cannot hear you. Okay, so so in adjusting tabs, we have all of this. But let me share this. Share this instead. Please give me a minute. My network is crazy. Okay. I think I'll just move. Okay. So finally, let's get right to it. So I talked about adjusting the view. So you can decide to add tile, make it a spotlight view and side view. These are all things you can practice and see how it looks on your screen. Then we have a full screen where only your screen gets to, your screen becomes very broad and bigger. Then we also have open picture in, so it's more like it's going to be a very small tab by the side. So it's going to look like a picture, very small by the side of your laptop if you are using a laptop. Then there is background and effects. We already know how background and effect works. So you can add an AI background, it can add office background and all of that. You can report a problem, report abuse, troubleshoot, and then we have settings, which is the setting of your Google Meet. Then let's head over to this. Here just gives you the information about the meeting. So you can copy the link to the meeting and share with everyone. And share with everyone that should be there. Then here is where you get to see everyone that has joined the meeting. So as admin, if someone is talking, you can mute the person as an admin. You get to mute the person by just clicking on the person, and then you'd have a mute option. You can mute the person, but you cannot turn off someone's camera even as an admin. You can only turn off someone's camera while setting up the meeting. So you can pin a particular person to screen from there. Now we already know how the in-call message works, so you can just drop messages there. Let's head on to this. Okay, so Ms. Vicky talked about add-ons. Remember, add-ons are not part of that app. It is just something that is added to, it is an additional app that makes that particular application more effective, more value, gives you more value, and you get to enjoy it more. So it is not part of Google. All these things are not part of Google Meet, but because they want you to have an amazing experience with Google Meet, you can get to link your Google Meet to these things, and you get to do a lot of other, get a lot of other features from it. So things like speech translation is not part of Google Meet, but as an streaming and recording. And then we have timer to show countdown in a meeting. Maybe you want to schedule the meeting for 1 hour. You can create a timer so that at exactly 1 hour, you are aware, you're cautious, and you can summarize. Okay, so now the most important part, your host control. So this button, hope you can see my screen, everyone. It's more like a key. If you can see my screen, please thumbs up. Okay, good. So it is more like a key, and it is your host control. So from here, you get to do a lot of things, which are very important that you do before you share out links. So first, you get to allow people in your meeting. You get to allow people in your meeting share their screen. So if you don't want, and maybe you're the only person to share screen and you don't want any other person sharing screen, you can turn this off. Once you turn this off, no one else in the meeting can share screen. Then you also have the option of sending reaction. You can turn this off maybe because you don't want any distraction during the session, and then turn on their mic. Like I said, in professional setting, it is important that when you enter a professional meeting, you turn off your mic and you turn off your camera. For a meeting where you are unsure of people, the kind of people that are joining, and it demands that everyone joins the meeting and maybe talk at the end of the meeting. It is very important that when you're creating a meeting link of such, you come here and you turn this off. You turn this off so everyone can join the meeting but cannot say anything till you eventually turn it on, maybe during the question and answer session. So you can just go ahead and turn this on. That way your meeting is more organized, because sometimes people can just join meeting unaware that their mics are on, unaware that their camera are on. So you can turn both of these off. Then we also have the option of sending messages. You can turn this off in a case where you don't want people to take advantage of in-call messages and be discussing why the session is going on, or maybe dropping messages that are distracting others while the session is going on. So then, most importantly, we have the meeting access. So for meeting access, we have open and we have trusted. So for open, during some of your classes, you notice that when you are joining it, you get a notification that says you are waiting to be admitted. So when you are waiting to be admitted, it means the meeting is trusted. So the host of that meeting gets to admit only the person he or she chooses to admit. So that way, as host, you know the number of people in your meeting. You know who is in this meeting. While this is good, this is important, is because sometimes people can join your meeting just to people can join your meeting. Deborah, please turn off your mic. Okay, so sometimes people can join your meeting maybe to get information, or based on how private that meeting is. There are some data that may be shared in the course of the meeting that you would not really want an outsider to get hold on. So in that case, it is important that you put that meeting on trusted. On And once it is trusted, you also add that no one can join that meeting unless you, as the host, you are there. So except you join that meeting and you admit people, no one can join that meeting. But once you put it on open, it doesn't need you being in that meeting. It only means that once that person has access to the link and clicks on it, the person can join the meeting. Okay, so Emela, your hand is raised.
Sorry, I don't really understand the difference between that open and untrusted. They seem like when I was reading it, they seem similar, but then I don't really understand the explanation.
Okay, so for open and trusted, when you join a meeting, sometimes when you join a meeting, you get notification that you have to wait to be admitted. So in a case where you have to wait to be admitted, it means that meeting is trusted. It is trusted. But in a case where you just click a meeting link and it takes you straight to the meeting, it means it is open meeting. Sometimes it is even indicated that the meeting is open. So once you click and it takes you there, it is open. Now, as host of a meeting, the difference between these two is when it is open, it can be a webinar, it can be a class, maybe a free class where it's open for anyone to join. But when it is a paid class, you want a specific number of people to join. You put it at trusted because you want to keep record of you want to be sure of the people that are joining that meeting. One, and then imagine that you are in a setting where your client asks you to create a meeting link for an important meeting that will involve him and his clients. So your boss is meeting with his client and wants you to create a meeting, and then you are given a certain number of people that should join that meeting. because of the professionality of that meeting, it is important you put it at trusted. Trusted in the fact that you get to see everyone joining that meeting. So like you can see, these people cannot join this meeting except I admit them. So once I click on admit, they can join. And then if I don't admit that person, the person will be in the wait list. But if I choose to admit, I just click on admit and admit the person, or just admit everyone at once. So as host, it gives you the ability to control people that are in your meeting, especially when it is a meeting that involves privacy of data. Who asked the question? Hope you understand now. Hope we understand
Yes.
now. Okay. Okay. So before we move on, do we have any question? Do we have any question? Any question on Google Meet? Okay. So Chidi,
And
yes, you
please,
have a question.
please, ma,
Hello?
are you going? Good evening, well done, ma. Please, are you
Good
going to
evening.
drop the like the note
The
for us
slide,
on the group
yes,
after
yes, the
this
slide will
slide?
be dropped. Yes.
Thank you, ma. Because I had
Okay.
issue
Okay.
joining and I didn't start from the beginning, so I didn't really get it from the beginning. Just joined at the
Okay.
middle.
Yes, the slide will be dropped, and the recording is on She-inTech, so you can always go to YouTube channel and go through it.
Okay, thank you, ma.
Okay, Adijat, your hand is raised.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier, you when you shared your screen, it was showing multiple stuff where you were asking about entire session of stuff, but you didn't tell us how to. I didn't get how to make it single without showing the multiple uh, stuff. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to ask.
No, please ask again.
Okay. I mean, when you joined the meeting, there was a time you said it was an entire session or so when you were talking about
Entire
Chrome
screen.
and
Okay.
Windows. Yes. So it was showing multiple stuff that were the same thing. So I wanted to ask how we can end that, like stop it from showing the multiple stuff.
Okay. So why it is showing this way is because I am showing a Google Meet screen of a Google Meet. So it is showing my full screen where I am recording my full screen. I don't know if you get.
Yes, I get.
Yes. So it is showing my full screen where I am recording my full screen. But if I stop recording and I share, if I go to somewhere else, it would, if I click on somewhere else, you see that it is different from that. Is it different now?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So that way, that one is showing that way because I am sharing a full screen. I am sharing the entire screen of my recorded Google Meet. That's why it is that way.
Okay, what if you don't want to share your entire screen? How would it show?
Okay. So remember that there is an option of share, present something else. So under present something else, remember we have three options of sharing screen. First is Chrome tab. Chrome tab is just the tabs you have on this your present Chrome, this your present browser. So where you have your Google Meet, the tabs you have on that browser. Then we have Windows. like I said, windows are just the things that are opened on your laptop. So you can have your Chrome tab, you can have your document open, you can have your a game open somewhere, you can have different applications. So all those applications that are open will be showed under Windows. And I said when I was explaining it that it is important that when you are sharing screen, you make sure you are sharing either your Chrome tab or your window. Make sure you are sharing your Chrome tab or your window, so you don't end up sharing something you don't want to. So always make sure you are sharing either your Chrome tab or your window, so you don't mistakenly share something you don't want to in a meeting or in during presentation. So hope you understand now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is there any other question? Or would we like to try it on on a phone? Okay. So before, okay. So we don't have any other question. Let's move on. The next thing we are looking at is Bitly, and and I'm sure some people have heard of this tool. This tool is used for shortening links. So it's more like customize your link. There are times that you copy a link and then you paste somewhere and the link is so long, it can carry like 2 to 3 lines of a page. So it can be very messy sometimes, and because of the way the link is very long, you may end up not copying everything. So this is where Bitly comes in, because it helps you shorten the link, one, and you can also customize the link. So mostly, if you've noticed, you see that most people's link, you always have HTTPs, you have this, then slash bit.ly slash, then maybe you have attendance list or attendance form or this form, or you have the company's name, but then you have a bit.ly by the side. That is because that link was shortened by bit.ly. So Bitly is a web tool that helps us shorten long links, track clicks. So track clicks and engagement. It also allows you to brand your link to a particular name that you want to give it. And it is used by social media managers, used by businesses, content creators, and marketers. So why is it important? Because it helps your link look professional. It reduces the messiness of long URLs in caption or design. And it also helps optimize campaigns and strategies. So in Bitly, you get to know how many times your link is clicked, how many people have clicked on it. So let's just head on to seeing how that works. Okay, so hope you can see my screen. So we're going to go to Bitly. Like I said, it is used for shortening links. Okay, So when you are joining Bitly for the first time, you are going to have these show up. So you can log in from here, or you can sign up for free. If you have an account, you can log in, or you can sign up for free. So if you look here, you can paste your URL here, then you can get a short link for it. So for instance, let me get a link from, for instance, let me get a link. So I'm going to copy this link, and then I'm going to take it to, I'm going to take it here and paste it. Now I want to shorten it. Because you are a new user, you'd have to log in. You'd have to create an account with them. But then I already have an account with them. So I'm going to okay. So I'm going to share this instead. Confirm you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, okay, good. Now I already have an account with them, so I'm going to log in from this site. So if you don't have an account with them, you would have to sign up. And once you sign up, it is entirely free. You can use it to shorten link. But then because it is free, you have a limited number of use. So you have limited number. Okay. Okay, so when you create an account, you would have that. Please confirm you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please confirm you can see it. Okay, good. That is how it looks. And then that link you copied, you can just put it here and you can create a bit.ly link. So as you can see here, it is shortened. From here, you can decide to copy here or share it with any of your platforms. Once you copy, you click on copy. You can view the details of that, your link. So from here, you have the date you created this link, and it already shows you that it is a YouTube link. You can edit it and name it something so you keep track on it. And then from these details for bit.ly, you get to see engagement over time. But to have all these analyses available, you need to upgrade. You need to upgrade and pay for it. But on the free version, you can get to shorten it, and then you can also create QR codes. So QR codes where someone can just scan it, and then it will take the person to that maybe form, or maybe like here where we have a YouTube video, it will just take the person there. So under the free one, the free version, you can still create that. That is these QR codes. You can create pages, and then under free version, you can have a short analytics. So analytics is just going to give you because it is free, it's going to give you a summary of how many engagements you've had on your link so far. So far the links I've created, I've had 1.4k engagements. I've had the link click. I have had 40 QR codes scanned from what I have generated from Bitly. So first, this is used in shortening your link. It is used in creating QR codes from link. So for QR codes, you just click, drop that link, and then you give it a title which is optional. Okay, this is a Bitly link. Let's say the YouTube link. Let me go back to YouTube. Okay. Okay. So the YouTube link, we have that. Then you can decide to add a title to it. So this title is optional, but it helps. Remember, I said when you are creating on a free version, you have a limited number. So for now, I have 4. I can only create 4 links. I can only create 4 links here. When I pay for it, I can have more. And then I can also do bulk upload when I pay for it. Now, we have an option. We have title as optional. You can just put that, and then you design your code. Once you click on this, it will generate a code for you. So let's try that. Then you can decide the pattern, how you want that code to look. Okay. Then you can decide what color you want to give it. And that is that. Then you click on create your code. Once it is created, you can just download. The PNG. Click on that, it will be saved on your download, or you can copy, or you can also customize more. If you want to customize it more or change something on it, you can go ahead and do that. So that is that on QR codes. Then pages. For pages, it's just if you want to create a page that can tell someone about that link, you can go ahead and try that. We've done analytics, we've done campaign, because I want to look at other things. So let's just go ahead. And then campaigns, we have for Bitly, there are plans where you can combine all your codes. All your links, you can group them. So based on, let's say you are VA, and then for VA, you have links that are social media links. you can just group them and put them in a particular folder. You have YouTube link, you can have it in a particular folder. You with campaign, it makes it easy for you to identify this link. It also makes it easy for you to get the analytics of this link. But then to get this access, you need to pay for it. So that is that for Bitly. Remember, it's used for shortening links, and then for creating QR codes from the link, and pages if you need. Also, if you pay for it, you can get analytics of each links. So how it has been clicked, what is the engagement on it. Once you pay for it, you can get that. But on normal analytics, you just get an overall of what's of the engagement on your links so far. Okay, so that is that for Bitly. Let's head on to the next topic, which is Sedja. So Sedja, just like small PDF, Sedja is used Sedja is used for editing PDFs. So okay, so it is used for editing, converting, compressing, merging, splitting, and adding signature to PDFs. So let's just head on to the practical because we don't have time. Okay, so once you are here, let's say this is Sedja, and under Sedja, just like small PDF, you have PDF editor, you can compress it, you can delete some pages from Sedja, from a PDF, you can make two or more PDFs together, or two or more images together. You can split them, you can rearrange, you can crop them, and all of these features. You can do it with Sedja. You also have converting to PDF and converting from PDFs. So those are all the things you can do with Sedja. Now, let's try out editing. So why Sedja is important is because you can be given a form to fill. So imagine you are given a form to fill, and then it is a soft copy and it is a PDF form. Some people will now be thinking, how will I fill this form? I cannot edit it. It is not in Word. Why documents are not sent in Word is because when you send documents in Word, most of the time it is scattered before it gets to the person that needs that document. So mostly people will send documents to you in PDF. And so imagine you have to fill one of those documents in a PDF. So this is where Sedja will come in handy. So for example, you want to fill a form and the form is in PDF. So what would you do? Or you want to edit a particular PDF. Now, I'm going to try that with, okay, let me try it with our class PDF. Okay. So for instance, we have that PDF. And under that PDF, this is what we have. Here, here, you can edit this PDF. So I can change things on it. I can delete things on it. I can move things around. And I can add things. So these are the function. For text, I get to write something. I just click on text and then I can add something somewhere. I can add a new text bar, can edit it, increase the font, make it bigger, change the color, and all of that. So imagine that I want to fill a form and I have maybe what is your name, and then I have a blank space. All I would need to do is just come, click, type my name, and then adjust and put it there. So once I type my name, let's say for instance, I'd say Deborah. Under a particular document, and I can change the color of that to this. I can also pick it. I can also pick it. So after typing, I would make sure my cursor turns to a plus, kind of. Then I'll click and drag it to anywhere I want to drop that. Once I click and drag it, anywhere I want to drop it, I can drop it. That is that. Then we have the option of adding a link. You can add a link to that PDF. You can also add form to it. You can add images to it. You can add images. Then you can add signature. Just like you did for words, you can, after adding your signature, you can drag it to any point in that document you want to put it. I'm just running over it because we do not have time. Then we have the white out, where you can just decide to so when we say white out, it has already given you what it does. So it's height, but it will not completely remove underlining text. So if there is a text in this box that I have drawn that is outside this Deborah, it will wipe it out. Then we have annotations, all these kinds of buttons you would want to add. Then shapes, and you can undo an action, all here. So the function of set jar is you get to edit a form, you get to edit a PDF, you get to change things and also add things. So for instance, maybe I want to edit this and put another name. So I can just come here and click it. Or maybe I want to wipe it off. I can just edit it. Once you're done editing the documents to fit whatever you want, you can go ahead So once you're done editing it, you can go ahead and apply changes. Once you apply changes, it will process it as a new PDF. Then you can download it or you can go back to editing. So once you download it as a new PDF. You can find it in your downloads and you can copy it. That is that for Sedja. Also, just like we did for small PDF, you can also match documents, you can convert, and a lot of other features. So because I want someone to try it before we move on to something else. Oh, I hope you guys were seeing my screen actually. Oh no. Were you seeing my screen? Because I think, hey, that's serious. That is serious. And nobody said something. That's serious.
Ma, I could see your screen. No, I saw everything you did.
No, I
Okay.
saw everything
Okay.
about
My I just
Sedja,
went
editing
computer
and
lab.
everything. It's
Okay.
just
Okay.
the
Thank
lack
you.
of
Okay.
information.
So if you are using a phone, please indicate so we have one person try the app on phone. Okay, so let's start with Sedja. But before you indicate, please make sure you have like a PDF on your phone so you can upload. If you're using a phone or a laptop, anybody just indicate you have a PDF that you can upload. Okay, Farida, go ahead and share your screen. Farida, go ahead and share your screen for Sedja. So why Sedja is important is imagine that your boss sends you a form and just says, please help me fill this form. Please help me fill this form. And then it is PDF and you'll be wondering, how am I going to do this? Farida, are you using a tablet?
Yes, ma.
Okay, okay. Okay. So imagine you have that kind of PDF. With Sedja, you can get to edit this PDF. You get to edit this PDF. So just click on anywhere on the PDF. Click on it. Click, okay, yeah. So like you can see there, you can change the words there. You can edit it. You can delete it. Yeah. So that is what Sedja does. And then after doing that, you can also undo There is a button up there for undoing. To ask you what do you want to undo. Go click on undo. Undo. Yeah. This button here. This here, more like a delete button.
Ma, which one? Okay. This one?
And that should no. This one by the right, the last button by your right.
Okay, this one.
Yes. So it will ask you what you want to undo. Yes. So you can click it and revert selected. Yes. So it brings it back.
Okay.
So that is how you undo. Go down. Click on any of the words. Okay. So no. Don't. Okay. So when you click on it, you will see your arrow. Your cursor will turn to either a straight arrow or it will turn to cross. So once it turns to a straight arrow, that is where you can type. But if you want to move that word around, you have to make sure that your cursor turns to a cross, more like a cross. So try to move your cursor around another word. Then you can move it around and that. So with Sedja, you can rearrange a document. So you can move words from where they were to a different point. You can insert new pages under the document. And
Should I insert a page?
yes, you can choose to, yes, insert, click, so we see what happens there. Yes. So you can insert a page and maybe add another document you want to. You can add, maybe insert a picture here or something else, anything you want to. You can insert link or whatever. But with Sedja, you have access to do a lot of things on your PDF. So that is that for Sedja. Hope there is no question on Sedja. Do we have any question on Sedja? Okay, so Farida, you can stop sharing. Let's head on to Canva. Okay, so let's head on to okay, so Bukola Sedja is using editing PDF. So just like small PDF, you can use it to match, you can use it to compress, you can use it to edit PDFs. So why Sedja has an H over small PDF is because with Sedja you get to move words around. You get to delete words from a PDF. You can literally add new pages and manipulate the PDF. So imagine that you have a form you need to fill and it is on a PDF. With Sedja, you can just type your name and insert it, and it will look like it was printed. It looks more professional, it looks better. So you just go through the video much later since you missed it and you try it. I'd also drop the slide, but because of time, let's just head over to an introduction to Canva, and in our next class we will complete Canva. So the next thing we are to look at is Canva. And okay, so confirm you can see my screen. So most of us have already tried out Canva, and we already know that Canva is a friendly design tool. So friendly because you can just go to Canva and you find templates that you can use without having to gain graphics knowledge. So you can find basic templates that you can use. So remember, I said that when we talk of templates, it just means an already prepared design that all you need to do is just edit it to what you want. So for instance, you have presentation templates, we have poster templates. All you need to do on this template is to click on it, edit the words, and then also maybe remove a picture or add a picture. So for instance, let's say I want to use one of the templates. Most of these templates are always paid, but then as a beginner, you have access to, also have access to free templates. So for instance, let's say I want to do a birthday invitation card, and I want to, because I want to be fast, I'd like to use a template. So I just come here, click on it, and it gives me a lot of options. So from my options, I can decide to pick any of it. So let's say I pick this. Once I pick this, still under it, it will give me other options of other ones I could be interested in. So you can decide to pick any one of it. So once I pick it, okay. So once I pick it, I'll just customize it. And when I customize it, that will come out. Remember, I said it is a template. You can get to edit it. So under editing it, here, oh, okay. So here we have design. Maybe if I'm not satisfied with this design, I can choose to get another one. So I can choose to get, let's say, maybe I want a trendy birthday design. So because I want something different, I can just click on it and it will give me more designs, or I can decide to use AI and generate another design. Then still under here we have elements. Elements are some things you can add, like pictures, frames, and graphics. Yes, you can add graphics and all of that. So let's say, for example, I want to add cake. So, sorry, cake. Hope you can see my screen in all of this that I'm doing. Okay, it's too small. Okay, okay, this is better. Now, under element, you have cake, and under cake, you have all of these. So, you have for cake, you have graphics, you have video, you have photos, and you have videos. You also have frames and quotes and all of that. So, depending on what you want. So for graphics, this is the graphics of a cake that you can find here. If I need to get something else, I would first have to cancel this and then go back and check. Maybe I need a photo, I'll click on it. If I don't like what I have here and I want to try out maybe a video, I'd have to cancel this before I'd go back and say video. Now have these short clips of how the cake looks. So once you click on it, you'd have it appear here, and can move it to anywhere you want it to be, and you add it there. Then I'm just using this to show you how that works. You can also delete it by coming to clicking on it, and then you see a delete button up here. You just click on that and delete it. Now, aside the elements, we also have text. You can insert text. Remember, in text we have the title, we have heading, and then we have subheading and the body of the text. So title, heading, subheading, and body of the text. So you can choose any of these depending on how you want the text to look, and you can insert. Once you click and then you go, you'd have it here. You can just type whatever word you want to type, and you can increase it. Remember, you can delete that by just clicking on that, and then you have delete. Now, aside text, we have brand, we have upload. So upload, you can upload a picture from your system, you can record yourself and add to a particular thing you are working on. Now, tools, we have tools where you can draw tables, you can select, you can draw tables, you can add shapes, you can add lines and all of that, sticky notes, text, tables, and all of that. Then there are projects. You can add projects you've worked on already. Then this one is very important. Bulk. The apps in Canva. But then because of how important it is, we are going to look at it in our next class, because it is actually very important and very broad. It has a lot of features that we can use. We have magic media. We'll also look at it in our next class. Then we have photos and bulk crate. Bulk crate is for a case where you have to create something like a certificate. Maybe you have a particular design for a certificate, and then you just have to give one kind of certificate to about 200 people. Instead of having to create a design and be adding their names individually, you can just bulk create them. So when I say bulk create them, you create, and then under bulk create you will enter data. You can either enter the data of the people you want to add to that certificate. here, or you can upload a sheet where their names are already showing. So based on the data you have on the certificate, you can need their name and email, or you can need their first name, surname, email and address, or whatever. So all of that, you can just add it here. In our next class, we'll actually create a particular design that will need bulk creating. So we'll try that out. So aside bulk crate, we have chart, we have frame, and that is that. So for example here, where you have this particular design, and this is just a simple birthday design, maybe you can just say you choose this and then you like it. You can decide to edit the words to whatever you want using ChatGPT or any other thing that can help you. Then just by clicking on the words, you can choose, you can edit them to what favors you, and that makes the work of designing easy for you. Maybe because you want this very urgently, you just pick up a template and you edit it. Then remember that once you click on this, each of these words have their fonts, and each of these words have their style. So they also have colors. So once you click on a particular word, you have their fonts, you have their size, and then you can change color from here. You can change the color to whatever you want it to be. And then you can also make it bold, italic, underline, strike through. Then you can make it capital letter or small letter, or sentence case or small letter. Then you can align it to the left, to the right, justified or centralized. Then you can add list to it, maybe numbering or just a dot, and do that there. Then we also have the spacing in between words and letters. So you can decide to space it, you can decide to space in between words. That is that. Then transparency. So for background, you can decide to reduce the transparency. Transparency is can increase its transparency or reduce it. So how obvious that thing is, that's the transparency. And then you can flip something. Let's say we flip this. Can flip this horizontally, vertical, and all of that. So this is just introduction to how you can use Canva. Just an introduction to how you get to add a template and all of that. In our next class, we'll actually see how you can create a very good design for yourself, and how you can create a certificate and bulk create it with different names. So in our next class, we'll look at that, and we will also look at Trello. We'll also look at Trello and emailing. So those three things in our next class, we'll look at them. So for today, do we have any question? Do we have any question? Charity, your hand is raised.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I tried using the pledge, the Sedja, and
Sorry, I
I
can't
wanted
hear you.
I think I started using the Sedja for the editing of PDF files. And then when I wanted to download it, they asked me to pay. Is it free? Can I use it for free or everything on it is
Sorry, I
paid?
don't know you on my end, but I can't hear you.
Okay, let me type my question.
Okay, please try and type it because I cannot hear you. Is there any other person with question? Amarachi,
Um,
please unmute
now
and ask
I
your
have a
question.
question.
Okay.
In Canva, sometimes when you create Canva, the watermark is there. So I don't know if there is any way we can remove the watermark. Maybe I'm not seeing this very well, but there are some templates. The Canva watermark is boldly written, and if I try to remove it, I don't. I've not been able to remove it. So I don't know if there is any way watermarks can be removed from the Canva template that we use to create
Okay.
our
So
own designs.
why you cannot remove watermark from your Canva template is because you are using the free version of Canva. If you pay for Canva, it will give you the permission to download without the watermark. So because some of those features are paid features that you may be using in a particular design. For me, I have some designs that once if I pay for my Canva, I'd make a design and then maybe along the line my Canva expires and I didn't renew the payment, I didn't renew the subscription. And then over that period, I have to download that my design again. Because I am downloading it at a time I am using a free version, I would have to download it with a Canva watermark. So it will definitely have a Canva watermark. Though, if you are careful with your designs, you can actually hide them. So I would show you how to hide them from I will show you how to hide them and it will not be so obvious on your designs in our next class. Okay, so
Thank you, ma'am.
okay. So Charity said I tried using the Sedja but couldn't download the file because I was asked to pay before downloading. Is there no other way one can go about it? Actually, Charity, I am using a free version of Sedja. So you don't have to pay for it to download. So I would advise if you're using a phone, please use the Chrome version. Use the Chrome version of Sedja. Don't download the app. So use the Chrome version. And when you use the Chrome version, you can actually download your file. Okay. Is there any other question? Do we have any other question? You used the Chrome version. Okay. So Charity, can you share your screen? Oh, our time is fast spent. Our time is okay. Just share your screen. Let's see. Okay, good. Thank God you were able to download it. Okay, so that is that. Is there any other question on anything? Is there any other question? Okay, in the absence of any other question, thank you so much, everyone. Please make sure you practice. I will drop the tags for today's class. Number for attending and tomorrow, so you can practice. Make sure you practice all of these tools. And also, for our consistency challenge, please, if you're yet to make a post for day one, please do it, because we are going to check in immediately after this class. Thank you, everyone. In the absence of any other question, I would say good night. Make sure you rest well. Tomorrow is another day, so try to have a wonderful sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night, ma.
Good night, ma.
Good night. Good night. Please make sure you make your first post. By tomorrow, we'll be having our check-in for day 2. So make your first post today. Tomorrow, we are checking in for day 2. Bye, everyone. Good night. Drop your reg number. And when you're making your
Good night,
post, do
ma'am.
well to tag me. So and drop the link. Make sure you engage with people's link as well. Let's get to grow together. All right, everyone. Okay, good night, and see you.